Thank you all for coming out tonight. It's great to see everyone here. As Ambassador Kennedy said, the U.S. Ambassador's residence in Paris symbolizes strong historic ties that exist between the United States and France. We purchased the property in 1948 for diplomatic use, and 2022 marked the 50th year that the residence at Rue de 41 Faubourg Saint-Honoré, my French is terrible, sorry, has served as the U.S. Ambassador's residence. That's quite a run. It's located adjacent to the British Ambassador's residence and close to the Japanese embassy. It's central to political, economic, and cultural dialogue, hosting key discussions, events, and celebrations. I think some of the discussions that ended the Vietnam War were there. The discussions about how the EU would respond to 9/11 happened there. So it's a very historic place. So it was listed in 2008. It became one of 26 U.S. Department of State overseas properties listed on the Secretary of State's Register of Culturally Significant Properties. It's an honorific listing of important diplomatic overseas architecture and property that recognizes significant American properties overseas, highlights their historical importance to host nations, and preserves them as drivers of diplomacy. And the residence contains over $30 million of the department's permanent cultural heritage art collection. So I wanted to share a couple of fun facts about the residence. So the original house, I think as Pat said, was designed by an American woman, the Baroness de Pontalba, who was born in New Orleans in 1795. She purchased the property in 1836 and had a house built. The current house sits on the foundation of the Pontalba residence. Baroness de Pontalba is also credited with the design and construction of two Parisian-style apartment buildings that surround the Cathedral of St. Louis in Jackson Square in New Orleans. When Ambassador Galbraith was there, he laid out a temporary tennis court. I think this is hysterical. He laid out a temporary tennis court in the entrance court using oranges to depict the lines on the paving and 15 light, straight back party chairs from the basement as the net. And then he later replaced the oranges with black painted lines with a real net. So he was ambassador there from 81 to 85. So if you're wondering at all, why we need to raise all this money, after 130 years, some of the things need to be replaced. The mechanical systems need to be upgraded. We need to do some historic restorations to return the building and gardens to their 19th century splendor. And we need to work on some of the climate sustainability. Actually, I didn't really know this, but Paris's water table is rising, and so we need to do some extensive new waterproofing and do some eco-friendly innovations like heat exchangers and solar panels. So with that, I just want to thank you all for coming, for being so attentive, and for really caring about these lovely old properties that mean so much to so many people in the world. Thank you very much.